Colin, you there? Colin Murray?
Yes, take it easy.
Brent Sancho is there? Brent Sancho,
Yes,
CM?
Brent, yeah, he just came.
Mic check, 1 2 3 4. Mic check, 1 2 3 4.
Talk on the lazy, please. 1 minute.
Yeah, mic check 1 2 3 4.
Very nice. Lovely, and you can hear me. You can hear me,
What's
Brent.
up, tape? Anybody any tape there?
Brent?
Yes.
Colin, very quick check, please.
Yeah. Are you hearing me? Wonderful.
Remember, this is streaming, so we can't really be doing checks like this live. Yeah. Okay, I'll just tell you for the next time, Colin. Don't dwell on it. Could you not do that? "30 seconds. I just need to remind you.
Welcome here to Lewis Street in San Fernando. It's Naparima College against Speyside High School, and that should be a big one. They are the teams making their way out, and Naparima College obviously going to start as favorites because they're at home, but Speyside, a very plucky outfit, and who knows, they could very well take this game if Naparima are not careful and play according to Coach Travis Mullery's plan. Of course, in the last game, Naparima, right here at Louis Street, heavy downpour, and the game had to be abandoned with them leading by 2-0. Speyside, on the other hand, they were defeated at home by St. Benedict's, but listen, that's no shame. St. Benedict's is a very, very good team. Let's be factual about that, and there's absolutely no disgrace in losing to St. Benedict's because they are going to take some beating during this season. So we're going to see this matchup here today. How will it go? We're not, as I said, Naparima should start as favorites, but this Speyside High School are a very, very good outfit. I'm Colin Murray alongside Brent Sancho. Brent, Naparima obviously going to start as favorites. Let's just have a look at the officials. The referee, of course, is Kerwin Colley, and he is assisted by Yaren Gosain and Adrian Coilas. Naps must start as favorites. They're at home. Speyside having made the journey across from Tobago. I understand the players got here yesterday, which is always a big help, that they were able to relax yesterday and come today for action.
Well, as we take a look at the starting lineups before that, of course, Andre Jr. Fraser in goal, Miles Johnson, Nigel Burnett, Gabriel Parisen, Jarlon Toppin, Reyes Gray, Jaheim Tribb, Lennox Eastman, Trey Campbell, Nickel Williams and Quinton Brooks. Of course, the team is coached by Akko George, and of course the technical director who I spoke with before the game is none other than Kerry Lynch. Take a look at Naparima College.
Yes, Naparima College starting with Kadeem Duncan in goal. There's Jelani Kalis, Josiah Cooper, Jequan Bailey, Terrell Rajun, Nathaniel Ogaro, Kanye Francis, Omari Asher, Andres France, Caris Frontin and Jabari Forbes, and they're coached this year by Travis Mullery. And again, we had a little word from him, and what we got from that interview with him, Brent, his players are very enthusiastic and they're happy to be back out in the field.
Well, they have to be, and of course when you look at today's matchup against a Speyside, as you rightfully mentioned, was atop of the table until that loss to St. Benedict's over the last week. 3-0. As we take a look at the coaching staff of Speyside that's on the bench. it's difficult conditions, Colin. It was out on the pitch. It's very heavy, a lot of rain here in South Trinidad, and the field very muddy and soft in a lot of parts. The game being postponed last week against Pleasantville, with them being 2 goals up. So it's very heavy conditions. It will be a challenge for Speyside coming across to Trinidad. And as I said in the build-up to this, Naparima College has to play on the front foot from the word go.
Yeah, it's and they would know, they would be much more accustomed to the conditions. Here we go. It's Speyside touching off, and they're looking now to just try and put something together. That's Campbell playing a long ball. They're looking for Gray, and does he keep it in? No, he does not. And as a matter of fact, he had run into an offside position, and it's going to be a free kick for Naparima as the drums start up here. Always big support here for Naparima.
It's interesting to note that, of course, the kickoff time, not your regular 3:30 kickoff or 4 o'clock in some cases, which is after school, but still there's an inkling of school kids coming into the ground, despite, of course, it's still being within school time. What would you consider that, Colin? Is that, as they call it, Brickhead Beach or?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that one, but it's going to be a throw in the meantime for Speyside. Just in the first minute of this game, as Trim was trying to get the better of the defenders, but Naparima coming away with it. And it's going to be a throw for Speyside. Williams with the throw, being harassed there, but still gets the ball forward is Johnson. But the throw is Williams trying to settle things down. It's going to be difficult for these players. The conditions are really testing. This is Toppin, but it's not going to get the better of Khalees. As Naparima trying to work it from the back. Skipper Asher gets it towards Cooper. He goes wide to Bailey. Bailey playing a good ball forward, getting it to Ogaru, as France makes the run up that left side, being confronted by Williams, gets it over. The shot comes deflected. A shot coming in there from Fronten, but took a deflection, and Naparima have a throw.
Well, as we can see in the early stages of this game, Colin, both teams struggling to keep their footing. As you mentioned, of course, the conditions are very waterlogged, a very soggy pitch, and despite not, of course, being completely waterlogged, it's still very soft, and players are struggling to keep their balance.
Well, this is Toppin, this laying that ball off as long searching ball for Trim going forward, but he's not going to get there much before goalkeeper Kadeem. As Naps trying to get control again with Francis, playing that ball forward, looking to get it to Rajun, as it's going to go out for a throw for Naparima. Coming forward to take the throw, it's going to be Bailey. Just 3 minutes gone. No goals yet here at Lois Street, the home of Naparima College. So it's Bailey getting it forward, looking there for Ogaru, and he's won a corner. So Nathaniel Ogaru, I remember seeing him in the Tiger Tanks under 20 tournament, Brent, and he scored quite a number of goals.
Yeah, similar, of course, to a lot of these players. We heard Coach Lynch talk about, of course, his players playing in that competition. So it was really about him bringing them together as Speyside, because he felt that they would have had good preparation with the various leagues that were being played, Tiger Tanks League being one of them.
Well, here is the left-sided corner, not a good one. It's going to be a goal kick for Speyside. So neither team really settling as yet. Naparima obviously trying to work the ball and pass it around, but these conditions are very difficult. So I think the team, Brent, that probably plays that long ball might very well come out on top, but to knock it around and try and play short passes on a ground as heavy as this, you could be asking for a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, you could be, and as you mentioned, it is really difficult, and it's not necessarily overly waterlogged, but what it is soft, and every time a player seemingly wants to make a pass or a run, it's a bit of a stutter or a slide before that. which makes it difficult as we look at Coach Travis Marine, of course, in his first season. One of the bright young coaches in this country.
A lot of pressure on him though, Brent, because Naparima has had so much success under Angus Eve. You know, it's going to be a tall order for him. They've already lost one game to, of course, Fatima College, as you would know, Brent. Fatima getting a winner in the last minute. So they've got a lot of work to do because they've got to come from behind if they want to qualify out of this group. But this is Bailey getting it up to France. Does well, gets it back to that's Rajun. Long ball forward, searching, looking for Ogaru, but it's sent back downfield as Rajun back in possession, has to go back towards Cooper. This is a good ball, played that on that near side here towards France. He flicks it on for Bailey, who is making that overlapping run, but a nice challenge coming in there from Trim. It's going to be a throw for Naparima unless Trim may have got the last touch. Sorry, Trim would have played it off of Bailey, so he gets the throw. So Speyside with the throw. Well, it seems that did he take the throw? The referee Colley has gone over to have a word with him, asking him if he's all right. Seems to be. Well, he doesn't seem to be all that well. He's going down. I'm not too sure what is the problem.
Well, it doesn't look like it was
some sort of head. Is it his head? He's holding his head, Brent. That's Trim. So maybe when he put in the tackle, he got a bit of. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, it may have been a little bit of afters in the way he fell.
Or it may have been just
slight touch.
Yeah, slight touch with the leading leg of Bailey. Of course, very much accidental. So just about 6.5 minutes gone so far. No real threat to either defense or goalkeeper. It's been a lot of midfield play. And I would think possession maybe slightly at this point in time. Naparima just has that slight lead in terms of possession. But here is Speyside with Campbell. Plays it infield, gets it to Eastman. As that ball played, it's going to be picked up by Kajun. Nice ball way over on that far side to Forbes. Still Forbes, but couldn't control it. Was Khalees. It's going to be a throw for Speyside. It's going to take a little while, Brent, for these players to get used to the conditions because they bounce up the ball. Once it hits the surface, how it's going to run off. So we gotta wait for I would think maybe 10-15 minutes for this game to really warm up.
Yeah, and there seems to be a deliberate approach by Naparima College to use the flanks. So far we've seen them on 2 occasions trying to get down the wide sides of Speyside. Not been successful so far, and you're correct, Colin. I think that's down to the weather conditions. It's going to take a little bit to get used to.
Well, it's going to be a throw for Speyside. Sent in field to Eastman. And the cross ball, the keeper is going to come, but he was just ensuring that it went outside. Well, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, Brent. He ran past the ball, but I would like to give him the benefit that he knew it was going outside. Is the drummers, the rhythm section for Naparima. This is Cooper. Gets it wide to Bailey. It's not a good ball. Making that run up front. In fact, it looked to be Francis, but he just couldn't get it to Francis. A little bit of pulling on the part of Johnson. Doesn't get away with it. Free kick going to presentation to Naparima. So Naparima with the free kick. It's with this man, Raju. Plays it right across, getting it to Khalees. Headed away. Comes right back to Khalees. And Naparima looking to try and knock it around at the moment. As that ball goes towards Forbes. Is he going to keep it in? Yes, he does. Looks to go past his man. Can he get the cross in? Well, looking at the far post was both Ogaru and let's see, and France. But they just think somebody's in an offside position. Let's see, was it from the cross ball? Or was it a little bit of pushing?
Yeah,
it was a little bit of pushing on Forbes.
He did well to get around his man.
Yeah.
And again, another wide approach by Naparima College, using those big long balls there from, of course, their defenders try and put in the wide attackers behind the Speyside defense. That occasion it worked, and now it's giving them this opportunity.
So Francis is going to take the free kick. Referee not playing there. He called back the play because there was no. Here's Francis with the free kick. The heads go up, and clash of heads here. It seemed to be Cooper from Naparima. He goes down. I'm not sure who is the Speyside player, but there's Cooper. And let's see, the man.
Looks like Eastman.
Yeah, from Speyside was Eastman. So Eastman and Cooper. Again, a clash of heads, but very much accidental. Let's have a look at the free kick, Brent.
Eastman done very well. He's not the tallest of player, but he was able to get up there. And of course, not allow Cooper that free header, but inadvertently, the heads clash, and something that unfortunately is part and parcel of football games, and rightfully so. The game is stopped.
Remember seeing a couple of years ago the clash between Raul Jimenez and David Luiz. Arsenal were playing a game against Wolves, and Jimenez, he came off the worst of it, and was out for almost a year. And now he still plays with a bandage over the
with the mask, and of course,
mask, yeah.
I think it was a fractured jawbone or fractured within the head, and as you say, something that you don't want to see in a sport, but of course the head is part of the game.
Right.
So
they can't ban headers, can they, Brent?
Well, there was
then you wouldn't have been able to play.
well, there was a conversation about, of course, the impact of heading the football. I know in some states in America, it is outlawed in training. Well, it'll be very unique as we look at some of the fans who's joined us here at the Lewis Street ground.
So both players now seem to be all right because they're both at the side. There is the Naparima coaching staff as the ball has been sent downfield. But this is Asher. He does well, turns nicely with it, gets it towards this is, let's see, that's Ogaru, turns with it as well. So Naparima trying to get control of the ball, knock it around. This is Rajun getting it back, and that's a errant pass, and here comes Speyside. I thought he had the opportunity to go for the shot, but this is the shot finally comes from Toppin. But moving forward there, Brent, it was Gray, and I thought he had the opportunity to take the shot. He laid off the responsibility and gave it to Toppin, who turned, had the shot. And there was Gray laying it off to Toppin, who had that shot, but was always going away from the goal.
Made the angle very hard, and is about to comment on Naparima looking comfortable in the ball.
It's a good corner.
Struck the arm, it looked like.
Yeah. Well,
there's shouts for penalty. Not convincing shouts, I must say.
It seemed to be burning the man coming in, but didn't miss the header altogether. This is going to be a throw for Naparima.
Yeah, I looked at the body language of the Speyside players. Already convincing with the appeal.
It's a nice ball on that far side, looking for Forbes. But he does well. This is Forbes in possession, trying to play it infield and coming back and intercepting. Good interception there by Eastman. Sends it downfield, gets it to Campbell. Campbell, he loses out. It's picked up by Rajun. Rajun playing that ball wide, but it's in too hard. And really and truly, that's not a good pass. He should have found this man, but it's going to be a throw. Coming up to just about 14 and a half minutes gone in this game. Still, it's Naparima 0, Speyside 0. So this is Bailey. The shot comes, but it goes wide. Oh, this is Ogaru in possession. Still sends it back. It's headed away. Still the ball in play at Speyside. That was a very close one. The keeper came. Ogaru beat him to it, but he was always at a very difficult angle. This is Rajun. Ogaru. France. Shot comes from Forbes, but it's really... Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that corner again, Brent.
Yeah, the ball came into the box, and again, I'm looking at the body language of the Speyside players. The ball eventually... Oh, it looks like the higher up the arm, maybe the shoulder, Colin.
Yeah,
probably why we didn't see much of appeal by the Speyside players. A good look at it there.
There was the skipper, Asher, but you're right. I don't think it was the handball was much higher up. This is Ogaru trying to get it forward towards Bailey, who is on that overlapping run. But it goes out. It's going to be a throw. Bailey is the man who's going to take the throw. Looking for some movement. Getting it there from Francis, but it's going to be a free kick for Speyside. They're holding their own so far. Brent, they look well organized, don't they?
Yeah, they're well organized, resolute in defense, and of course not allowing Naparima much joy. As I mentioned, Naparima seemingly wants to go down the flanks, and even that situation is not being allowed by the men from Speyside as we see a player down.
Yes, let's see that player down. It could be Parisien. Not too sure at the moment. Not too sure what happened as well, why he's gone down.
Like looking at some activity on the bench, and it may be, of course, a ploy for a change, or a plan for a change, I should say.
Yeah.
You're not sure with these head injuries, Colin. You cannot take a chance.
That's right.
You just can't.
Well, he's let's see, he's getting some treatment, but it looks to be the leg, the hamstring, not the head. Well, is he? Well, he's going to be getting up. The question is, can he continue?
And again, you know, we talked about how heavy the pitch is in terms of it's not waterlogged necessarily, but Colin, it is a surface where you plant your feet and it sinks all the way in.
Yeah. I think it's
difficult to run in.
It's the captain, Brent, Parisien, and he is one of the two central defenders. So
as we take a look at and that type of thick mud, it's very difficult to maneuver in, and you have to, of course, quick sharp turns and sprints. It will have its impact in the muscles because it is heavy. It's difficult to move through. And as I said, it's not necessarily, Colin, waterlogged, but it's heavy, very thick.
Know. Yeah. Well, we see the change has been made, so Parisien is off, and seems to be the man coming in is Dalrymple. So Adriel Dalrymple, very tall figure.
I spoke to technical director Lynch leading into this one, and he talked about the injuries and one of the reasons why he didn't get the type of performance against St. Benedict's, and I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that one.
So here is Naparima coming forward again. So Adriel Dalrymple coming on for the skipper, who seems to have that, he was limping coming off, so it could very well be a hamstring. Let's hope it's not too severe, as Naparima trying to get some possession, and we see the referee now just going over to the far side, referee Colley. Not too sure, is he going to ask, maybe he's asking Parisien to go further behind. He's too close to the touchline. That could be the only thing I'm.
Well, he's on the field still.
Where is he?
Nearly.
Nearly.
I'm not sure why. Well,
I'm not too sure what's happening out there because we see another player warming up. And let's see what's happening here. Have they made it? So Trim is making his way off, the number 9. And coming on is George, Cheyenne George.
that's a second change, Colin.
Yeah.
A short
You know,
space of time.
only 20 minutes gone. That's doesn't augur too well at the moment. And obviously, Brent, that would also, you talk with all the tactics before the game, and suddenly you have to make 2 changes within 20 minutes before, it could also disrupt your tactical plans.
And again, they already have a very heavily burdened injury list, Speyside, and that has certainly gone in the upward direction with these 2 changes. And look like muscular injuries.
Yeah. Well, here is Rajun sending that ball right across, looking for Forbes. This is Forbes in possession. Plays a good ball forward, but it's won by Dalrymple. He clears it downfield, but only as far as Rajun. He goes back to skipper Asher. This is Kalis in possession now. Sends a good long searching ball. Coming in at the far post is France. And he couldn't convert it. That was a really good ball from Kalis. Nice long ball, searching ball there. It eluded Ogaru, and coming in at that far post was in fact France, and he just couldn't get the shot on target. Let's look at that cross from Kalis.
Yeah, it was a long, searching, hopeful ball over. I just thought he could have taken a touch with the left foot here, Colin, and go inside of the goalkeeper, and then maybe look to place it into the back of the net. But of course, in these conditions, it's a lot easier said than done.
Certainly is. Williams, he loses out as that ball is played across by France. And that's a strong challenge. The referee immediately blows for a free kick for Naparima. Just looking to see who made that challenge. He's lucky to escape without a card or anything like that. The referee's having a word with him, which is good. But it was a tough tackle.
Well, he would argue, of course, Colin, that he got the ball first, as I have another look at it here. But you can't tackle like that. It's the trailing leg, the stud slightly up. There is a menu of things that went wrong there. You can choose. It's restaurant week in Trinidad, so you can choose one.
choose your dish. But that was Johnson. He's lucky, as I say, not to get a card. But what has happened, it's given Naparima the opportunity for a free kick in a very, very good position. Well, the think tank is all there. Looks to be Francis Asher, the skipper. 2, who's going to take it. Let's see also there's Forbes. So skipper Asher.
It's a direct hit, Colin.
Yeah, skipper Asher. It seems to be Asher with the kick. No, he leaves it, and then Francis curls it. Oh, that's a lovely. That is wonderful. That is absolutely a wonderful goal for Naparima. The Francis, the number 10 player, put it into the back of the net. It was a well-worked free kick, Brent. For one moment, I and all was fooled. I thought Asher was going to go with it. And Francis, just a couple steps, and he really curled it into the bottom corner. And Naparima take the lead in minute 24.
Well, it needed a specialist of some sort. And up stepped Francis with the speciality of putting the ball over the wall and onto the turf. And beating, of course, goalkeeper Fraser in the meantime didn't have a chance to get across. And just like that, the man with the signals are up. Naparima College, 1-0.
So Naparima, really a good free kick, well-worked free kick. You got to give them credit for it. As Ashley's got to get there.
That's dangerous
as well.
It's the second time, Colin, they've played that ball across.
And you could see Asher now saying to Bailey, play it forward, as this is the man who scored the goal, Francis, playing it wide to Forbes, making that overlapping run is Kalis, but he's stopped, and it's going to be a throw for Naparima.
Well, you'd have to say they're deservedly in front, Colin. They've tried to possess the football and play despite the difficult conditions here at Lewis Street. And of course, for that, they found themselves one goal up. They didn't really have any clear-cut chances leading up to that one. And
Well, it's
despite all of that, they're still up 1-0.
so as Speyside looking to come away with it, but it's in the middle of the field with Toppin. He decides to go back, making that run going down the right side is Williams. This is Williams in possession. Does well so far. Still Williams, and then he gives it away. But slipping and sliding all over the place there is Frontin, but he gets it back and plays a good ball forward to Francis. Beyond him is O'Garo, but this is Dalrymple, and he's going to play it out, and it's going to be a throw.
He did well there, Colin. He stood his man up very easily. Francis had enough real estate down the right-hand side that he could have taken his man on, and he decided to run into him, strangely enough. Naparima with the tails up here, looking for a second.
That's right, they are searching now for a second goal. Lots of confidence. This is Rajun. Bailey. Keeping it in play is France. Back to Bailey. France comes inside nicely with it. Oh, he plays a good ball to Rajun, but he gives it away to Dalrymple. Not a very good clearance. It goes to Forbes. Forbes has been ever present on that right side. Making the run forward is Kalis. Good strong tackle coming in by the man who's come on as a substitute in Dalrymple. A little bit of a mix-up as Speyside trying to regain possession, but it's won back here by Rajun. Playing it to O'Garo. Getting it to Francis. Francis. Wide is France. Being confronted by Williams. Comes in field with it. Looking around, looking for some support. He gets it from Rajun. He plays that ball into the center circle to the skipper, Asher. This is Kalis as Naparima building nicely, coming forward. Forbes playing a 1-2 there with Frontin. And eventually a strong challenge coming in. And still the ball in play. It's sent downfield as Speyside still can't come out of their own half. It's with Asher. Kalis as they really looking to turn the screws here on Speyside. It's played to Cooper. Oh, they give it away finally. Johnson coming forward with it. But this is Bailey. Rajun. Still Rajun. Cooper. This is good football from Naparima. They're really knocking this ball around now nicely. Brent.
Yeah, they're possessing the football, but I'd like to see possession with penetration, as we may see here, because they're possessing it, but there's no end result with it so far, Colin. Maybe this is it.
This is Forbes with a chance. Has he scored? Yes, he has. In the 29th minute, Jabari Forbes has made it 2-0 for Naparima.
I was just commenting on the fact that the possession is good, but it needed an end result. And I got my answer with that goal by Forbes. Eventually the ball being slid in there for him. A disarray at the back at Speyside. Players holding their hand up. That was a good finish there by Forbes. Eventually putting the ball under a progressing Fraser, who just really didn't have a chance to shut that one out. Maybe could have done better than the goalkeeper. Well, it was a good finish.
Always difficult with a one-on-one situation, but here is Speyside. But you have to say Naparima has really been playing all the football in the last, I would say the last 20 minutes or so. All trying to send through O'Garo, but it's with Rajun. Rajun heading it back to Cooper. Bailey stayed in an onside position. He's come all the way from the back. And the shot comes! Oh, just goes wide. Jaquan Bailey coming up that left side, cutting beautifully, hit it with the right foot, and just went a bit wide.
Well, as he cut inside here, again a poor defensive line by Speyside. It's a good strike by Bailey. Just avoiding the target ever so closely. You think a third here, Colin, might mean lights out for Speyside?
Well, definitely, but here's O'Garo. This could be goal number 3. Oh, his favored left foot, Brent. He went for power. I thought he should have just go for placement because he was in a good position just to angle it away from the keeper into the far post. He went for the power, and in so doing, he hit it over the bar.
Yeah, it's one that he'll certainly want back. Francis playing him, O'Garo in. Just needed his left foot to wrap around it and place it on the surface. Instead, as you rightfully say, Colin, he went for power when it needed a bit of direction.
Well, this is Bailey going all the way back to his keeper, Kadeem. Not able to keep it in. It's going to be a throw for Speyside. The assistant referee waving the flag, Adrian Coilas. As this is Johnson trying to get something going down that right side with the man who came on as a substitute in George, but it goes the other way.
That's
and
late.
O'Garo.
Very late.
Yep. But the referee has said it's going to be a throw.
I'm a bit surprised that an infringement wasn't called there.
I thought he took out O'Garo. But this is nice long ball looking for Forbes. But yes, he does well to keep it in. France was playing that long ball. It's sent back to Francis. Has the shot, goes over the bar.
Yeah, it was always leaning back, and now, of course, Naparima finding the gaps within the Speyside defense with ease. And, it seemed like Speyside have lost their way a bit, Colin.
Yeah,
certainly from our defensive shape formation. We just talked a little while about how resolute and well organized they were. A couple of substitutions, and that seemingly have gone out the window.
And I agree with you. I was about to say that they seem to have lost their shape. The man who has come off, the skipper, Parisian, one of the centre backs, maybe he was the man controlling things at the back. You know, you always got a leader. He's not only the leader in terms of the team, but I would have think he would have been organizing his defense. With him off the field, I think they've gone a little bit, they seem to have lost their shape. As this is Forbes, not nice long searching ball, but it goes out, and it's going to be a goal kick for Speyside. They trail by 2-0. So Dalrymple with the kick. And again, here comes Naparima with Forbes. Well, that's a little ambitious. Not sure if he was trying to get that ball across towards France or if it was a shot. But whatever it was, it went harmlessly out of play. And it's going to be another goal kick for Speyside. France giving chase with Williams. And
they're struggling to clear the lines now, Speyside. It's really a countdown to half-time for them.
And the conditions are not helping them either, Brent.
It's not. It's been difficult. Naparima, of course, coming downhill. Very tough, muddy conditions for the team from Speyside, and it just haven't really settled. And we talked again about the substitutions that have come in, and of course, they've not settled since those changes.
Well, it's going to be a free kick, and Francis is the one with the kick. Scored a beauty of a second goal, a beauty of the first goal, sorry, with the free kick. So he seems to be the man taking all the dead ball situations for Naparima. And it's going to be throw in. Francis is the one with the throw. Forbes has come over to the left side. Headed on, but it's going to be out of play for a goal kick.
I think they just need to settle themselves, Speyside. Find a leader out there to organise, certainly defensively, what they're trying to do. They've lost the shape a bit and certainly lost their direction.
So Rajoun sends that ball forward to Forbes. Eventually cleared away by Brooks. But this is Rajoun. Frontin is asking for it just to his right. but he plays it through, looking for Toppin. Goes all the way back to goalkeeper Kadim. He's had nothing to do so far for the afternoon except a couple back passes. This is George. He loses out. Bailey gets it to Rajun. Didn't control it, but gets it forward. Here goes Naparima. It's fronting, and that's the keeper did well.
It's a huge first touch.
Yep,
That word big. I think it's an understatement.
nice ball over the top to fronting, and as you rightly said, his first touch let him down. But here comes Ogaru. Playing it back, but not a good ball. It's won by Johnson.
That's a foul.
Yep, it's going to be a free kick for Speyside. So just about 10 minutes to go in the first half left. And Naparima, they lead by 2-0. Goals by Francis and by Forbes. So Naparima, of course, right in contention as two teams from this group will go forward. As that ball is headed on by Williams. Gets it out of place. A throw for Naparima. France is going to leave it for Bailey. So Naparima in blue. This is Ogaru. Looking up. Tries to get it across. Trying to get it across there to Francis. Well defended at the moment. This is Cooper. Looking for front and he leaves it for Khalees. It's a good ball forward, but finds Brooks of Speyside. Gets it all the way down towards Campbell. Oh, that was Gray, sorry. This is Gray again. Can't get control of it. And Rajun gets it to Bailey. George. A little bit of a mix-up between him and Toppin. And the ball goes out. It's going to be a throw for Speyside. So a little bit disjointed at the moment, Speyside. That ball is thrown towards George. Across comes Cooper, and he's brought down. It's going to be a free kick for Naparima. It's a little bit disjointed at the
They've
moment.
lost their shape a bit.
Yeah.
They've lost their shape, of course, with the changes that they had to make. I'm not sure if it's like-for-like type of players, but certainly from a shape point of view, they're playing tactically the same system, but just seems that they have not been able to settle into the flow of the game, the ones that have come in. And collectively, it's caused the fluidity that Speyside would have shown, even from a defensive perspective. It's out the window now.
It's they're not holding on to the ball. They're not looking to make 2, 3, 4 passes.
Well, it's important they go into the half.
Just trailing by 2.
Yes, by 2. Give coach Lynch and the rest of the staff time to, of course, fix things. Him and Coach George.
Yeah, I think that they just need to settle them down again and let each player know what their job is, because at the moment there just seem to be 11 guys just running, or 10 guys just running around on the field. And I think, as I said, I think they really missed their skipper, who had to be substituted, Parisian. And sometimes you just need that little bit of influence on the field itself. But here comes Johnson. Ken sends a ball. Toppin takes it down well. He does well. Gets it to George. George trying to get the return, but it's won back here by Naparima. It's with Khalees. Forbes, the ever-present Forbes, gets it to fronting, but it's won back here by Speyside. This is George. Loses out to Bailey. Looking for Ogaru. Williams does well, but here comes presentation again. Sorry, Naparima. Why do I keep saying presentation? And just the rivalry between Naparima and presentation. But it's Naparima. We're at Louis Street in Naparima. the home ground of Naparima, Louis Street here. As this is Bailey, gets it back to Cooper. As Naparima leading 2-0 against Speyside. We're just coming up to 5 minutes left in the first half. We'll have to wait and see just how much added on time the referee will give. But coming down this right side is in fact Gray. And let's see, does he win a corner? Yes, he does. It takes a deflection off of Cooper. So Speyside with a corner. And you have to think, Brent, this is the kind of situation they want to try and get back into this game. A set play, try and get it into the back of the net.
Yeah, you see the likes of substitute Dalrymple
and Johnson. Johnson's a very tall man.
They can get their head on this. Of course, it has to be a good corner. That's not one. Very wayward,
isn't it?
As much as we called all the various actors for the story never happened.
You've got to look at some of the Speyside guys. They're big guys. Brooks, who is now on that ball, he's tall. But here's Forbes. He's had a nightmare to deal with Forbes all afternoon. Forbes does well. Gets it towards Francis. Coming up on that right side is Calise. Sends the ball in. Headed away by, again, we talk about the tall figure of Dalrymple. And the shot came, but really from Francis, had no power or real direction. It was on target, but in the end it was a simple save for Fraser. Ushering his players downfield. Not a very long kick, has height, but certainly not distance. Gray trying to bring it down. He doesn't do a good job of that, as it's Rajoon. Getting it to Francis. He goes all the way back towards Calise.
It's a poor ball.
Yep, they give it away. Speyside back in possession. This is Eastman. Playing it to Brooks. And Brooks wins a throw. A player down. In the meantime, it looks like Ogaru.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Ogaru.
The follow through.
Yep.
The pass may have caught him on the ankle. It's been tough going out there for the players. As the game has progressed, the field, Colin, is chopped up even more.
Yes.
And it's getting more difficult as we look at the cross-section of the Naparima College fans and
you wouldn't think Speyside would have much support here today.
Well, you never know. Tobago is always well represented in many quarters. Maybe not today, making a long trek down to San Fernando. I know it was difficult for you, Colin. Normally past the lighthouse you get a bit confused.
Yeah, I did.
And confuffled.
I did. I remember the landmark of the gas station at the top of Rushwood Street. I needed gas. And
I think you're the first individual to use a gas station as a landmark.
Yep, that was the landmark for me. Once I got there, here's a free kick. Eventually it's cleared away by Frontin. Does well. But still, danger for Naparima. The offside, the flag goes up, and the top-in was in an offside position. Yeah, I remember that gas station at the top of Rushwood Street, and I remember once you get there, you just head straight until you get to the lights, and then you come to Louis Street.
So it's a fact, if that gas station moves, you would never find Louis Street.
Never. But it would have been a real problem. I was wondering if that gas station had closed down. I'd have been in real trouble.
Well, we probably would have heard from you in Point Fort in Trinidad, which is further south.
Here is Speyside on the move with George. That's going to be a free kick.
Well, he's tackled from behind.
Yep.
And as much as he is protesting that he got the ball, it was an illegal challenge.
Yeah, from the time you tackle from the back, it's always going to, referee's always going to look at that. But it's going to be a free kick for Speyside.
You'd have to think he will go for goal here, Colin. So it's a bit out, but I'm saying that because of the conditions.
Yeah, I would have thought if it would have been nice for a left foot up to try and get it into that top corner. But it's going to be the man, let's see, it's going to be Burnett.
I always get nervous when a defender makes a run up like this, Colin.
Well, sends it in field, this could be a chance.
He's got to finish.
Oh. Came off the outside of the boot. Let's see, the man there taking the kick. Really and truly,
Right,
it was
Campbell.
a glorious, it was a glorious opportunity for him to pull. And if they had pulled one back just before that half, would have been just the tonic they would have wanted. This is Johnson. Getting it to George, back to Johnson.
Better by Speyside.
Eastman. All right, give it. Forbes going back to Callis. So we just about 45 minutes wait and added on time. Here's the replay, Brent.
Yeah, it got into the box and eventually fell there for Campbell. Just needed to steady himself a bit. Even the inside of the left foot may have been an option. He was always falling over and just never in control of his body.
There's Burnett. That's another strong challenge, but the referee says play on. This is Ogaro, sent away. Is he offside? Yes, he's in an offside position, and the flag goes up. So we have 2 minutes of added on time. And Ogaro was just in an offside position. Nice ball. He's playing on top of the defenders, Brent, but he made his run a little too early there.
Well, they've made it easy for him, Colin, the defensive Speyside. They're playing high and flat, very pushed up, no pressure on the football. So, of course, they're allowing Naps to play that ball in behind them. And
it's not the first time we've seen it.
No, it's not, and they're finding difficulties to turn around and chase the likes of Francis and Ogaro. And that's all capsulated as we take another look here at this challenge. I thought that was a foul, a bit late.
I thought so as well. Well, here is Ogaro giving it this. Let's see. This is Francis, is it? No, it's France. And, plays a good ball to Frontin, but he gives it away. No, he gets it to Ogaro, and he gives it away. Good, tight, strong challenge coming in. It's cleared downfield. It's going to be a through for Speyside. Sorry, for Naparima. So they lead by 2-0. We've just got about 30 seconds left of this added on time that referee Colley has awarded. So Bailey with the throw for Naps. Oh, he's given a free kick. Wow. It's all happening up here at Lewis Street. Spotting the ball is Cooper. No doubt he's going to go long. Sends that a good ball. The keeper is thinking of whether he should come or not. This is France. Plays it.
He's got to shoot.
Yeah, he's got to shoot. And he twisted and he turned with it. And he never got the shot away.
You would think in these types of conditions, you have to shoot.
Yep. Well, that is the whistle is sounded to indicate that we're at the half here at Lewis Street. It's the home of Naparima College. They lead at this point in time by 2-0. Goals coming from Francis and Forbes, and certainly a well-deserved lead from Naparima. They have played the better football here. They've been much more organized. They've played it around nicely, and they're going at the half, leading the Speyside by 2-0. Naparima, they're well worth their lead. Look.
Just ask how do you assess the full side? So ask about coaches, how do you assess?
I thought you said they're not coaches. I just
Sorry. Yeah, it's really fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm going back upstairs. Oh, you want me to stay down? There's one here. There is both here. Assistant coach. Huh?
Assistant Speyside.
Right. Oh, not George, right? Right. Okay. There's a quick assessment. I'll just do one question each. Cheers. Yeah. Alright, so I'm saying the coach. So I toss to Siobhan, yeah? Who? Okay. Right. So when alright, so just tell me the name, right, when you're doing it, and I'll just say it, right? Tell me the names, okay? And from the interview, come back to... Yeah, sure.
Mary Asher. Naparima captain. Mary Asher.
Where the next coach? Where the next coach? I only have one. Speyside. Right. Dexter right.
All right.
I need it. Just yes, as a coach. Dexter right.
Okay.
Just low.
But it would probably come like right here, so when he's finished, it will be on.
Welcome back here to Lewis Street. It's halftime. Naparima, they lead Speyside by 2-0. Let's have a look at the highlights. There's referee Colley signaling the game underway. And Speyside started well. They had Naparima on the back foot, but once Naparima got their rhythm going, they started to come forward. They started to put some pressure on Speyside. That was France with the chance, and then the free kick. Asher goes over the ball, and Francis, the beautiful goal, just tucking it into the corner of the net. And all of a sudden, just like that, Naparima, after an even game, they've taken the lead by 1-0. The man there, the young Francis, putting it into the back of the net, and they were seeking more as Naparima started to come forward. Then the through ball played to Forbes, and he calmly slotted it into the back of the net. A good goal there from Jabari Forbes. A ball played through to him, and he was slotting it into the back of the net there. Let's have a look. Beat the keeper, and a one-on-one situation always difficult for the goalkeeper. And of course the fans are applauding that second goal, but Naparima was looking for a third one as they started to come forward again. The shot coming from Bailey and goes just wide. Good effort from him as he picked up that ball, but here goes Ogaru. Had a good chance there. He went for power with that his favored left foot. It came off the outside of the boot and went for a goal kick. So at the half, 2-0 Naparima lead. Let's have a look at the stats here, and then you can see the domination of Naparima. 14 shots to 3, shots on target 5. Not a shot on target yet for a Speyside. The fouls 3, 8-4. No yellow cards, no red cards. 2 offsides for Naparima, 1 for Speyside. Corners, funnily enough, Speyside, they've had 2. Naparima has had 1, and the saves, the Speyside keeper Francis making three of those saves. So that's the situation at the half. Let's go down to Brent. I think he's got the assistant coach of Speyside with him.
Thanks, Colin. I'm joined now by the assistant coach of Speyside High, Coach Wright. Of course, 2 forced injuries, 2 goals down. How do you assess the first half?
Well, firstly, we just like to say that the game was played in a nice competitive spirit, and we thankful for the 2 teams coming out this evening. Yes, as you mentioned, that we were forced into 2 unfortunate substitutions. One was a concussion, and the other guy, he suffered a hamstring injury. Now that, of course, forced us to change our plan just a little bit. I mean, it's not what we would have expected, and unfortunately, we went down by 2 goals. But we're hoping that in the second half that we're going to bounce back, we're going to take our chances, and that we're going to come out competitive and at least take the victory this evening.
Thank you very much, Coach, and all the best to you in the second half. Of course, I'm now joined by Anthony Sherwood, assistant coach at Naparima College. 2 goals up, difficult conditions. Just so you drew it up?
Difficult conditions for sure. I think we're more disappointed about the fact that we're just not making good decisions on the field.
Well, of course, as you go into the second half, 2 goals up, and we wish you all the best for the second half. We now go into a pre-season interview with the captain of Naparima College, Omar Asher.
I've been going to Naparima College for roughly about 7 years now, so I'm really glad to lead my school, the school that I love, into battle. For the past 2 years we haven't been playing any football, but I got invited to the national team, the under-20 in January, so it was easier for me to get back into the groove of the training in Naparima College. Most of the players, we know each other from before playing at Youth Pro League together, or even in school in younger age groups, so it's not very hard for us to gel. We just motivate ourselves by reminding ourselves who we are, as we are Naparima College. We are a big school, and we do great things in the past, and we can also do great things in the future because we have the talent. We just have to work hard and achieve it.
Stand by.
Welcome back, folks, and right now it's halftime, and I'm here with Liam from Upper 6 at Naparima Boys College. So Liam, how would you describe the energy right now?
We're having a good time here. It's exciting game. Glad to see the boys dominating the football, and to score 2 goals. Could have had probably 4 or 5, so it's exciting to see the boys back after 2 years, to see them dominating the league again.
So do you think that essentially NAP's going to take it again this year?
Yeah, I think over the past how many years SSFL was going on, NAPS was always the best team, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
So Liam, what do you have to say out to the NAP supporters who, again, they were the 2019 Premiership champions, and this round it looks like maybe could be taking it again? What do you have to say to the supporters right now?
I think we all are very excited just to see what happens. The boys have been working hard, and we're very excited to see in the second half number 19, Aidan Ramnarayan, come on. Was our favourite player, so we're hoping to see him come on, and we hope this year we could win once more.
All right, guys, this is the last leg to show everybody who you are. Who are you?
Who are we? We are the boys from NAP. NAP, R-I-M, Naparima, rah, rah, rah.
All right, guys, we're going to get into the second half action, but before that, we're going to go to a quick break.
Welcome back here to Lois Street, the home of Naparima College, and so far it's been a very favorable afternoon for them. They lead by 2-0 against Speyside High School. The goals coming from Kanye Francis and Jabari Forbes, and in that first half, in the 24th minute, and then in the 29th minute, the 24th minute Francis, in the 29th minute Forbes, making it 2-0. Well, they're already back out on the field. We're just waiting for the referee's whistle to start this second half. And Brent, how can Speyside get back into the... I know they have to score a goal pretty quickly to get back in this game.
Yeah, they first of all have to organise themselves better. I think when those changes came in, it did affect the fluidity. It did affect the way they set up in the first 10 minutes or so before the injuries. It's very important that they are able to get back in the sort of shape and formation that they were in before the changes, and then they could start talking about what is necessary going forward to get back into this one.
Here is a ball over to Ogaro. He's not going to get there. Keeper did well in the end. Held on to it. But the cross ball coming, looking for Ogaro, and Fraser had to stretch. Didn't hold on to it cleanly, but he was able to eventually get hold of that football. The ball sent up. This is Asher taking no chances, playing it out, and it's going to be a throw for Speyside. Campbell with the throw. No, he's going to leave it to Brooks. So Brooks with a long throw, getting it into the box, taken on the chest there by Toppin. Eventually sent downfield, but Brooks again sends that ball. Chance! Oh! Well, he just couldn't keep it down. A good cross coming in from Brooks, and the man coming in there, let's see.
It's like George.
Is it George?
The substitute.
Yeah, couldn't keep it down.
Caught the Naparima College defenders on the flat-footed.
Was a
very good cross.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Excellent cross. But here comes Speyside, a renewed energy coming into the start of this second half. This is Toppin in a real tussle with Asher. Asher gets it away towards France. He is now playing that long ball, searching for Ogaro, but it's picked up by Brooks. Sends it forward.
Foul.
It's going to be a free kick because offside. But what a good cross from Brooks. So let's see if we can get that replay, Brent.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Look at the cross.
Thought he may have been better served taking 2 touches. But what a superb cross there, right in the right area. And George charging in.
Just couldn't keep it down.
He could have done better there. Always leaning back though, Colin.
Yeah.
Not what you want in that sort of situation. He had to get over the ball. But it's a kind of start that, of course, both technical director Lynch and head coach George of Speyside would want.
Oh yeah, they certainly would, because they know they've got to score early in this second half to get back in this game. And also try and put Naparima under some pressure. So this is Bailey with the throw for Naps. That ball played through. Here comes Francis for Naparima. Excellent tackle. Looking to get it across, but it's intercepted. Away comes Brooks.
That's late.
It's going to be a free kick.
Very, very late.
Very clumsy. I see the referee's got his yellow card out. Let's see who he's going to give that yellow card to.
Well, it was an awkward challenge at best, and it was late at worst.
The referee's got that yellow card in his hand, Brent, but he hasn't showed it to anybody as yet. Not too sure.
Well, I'll be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, let's see what's here. Is the...
Yeah, it's a late... That's very lucky
Brooks.
to stay on the pitch.
It looks to be Brooks.
Yeah, he's extremely fortunate to still be part of this afternoon's fixture. It was not only late, it was high.
And there he gets the yellow card. So the first yellow card of the afternoon going to Quinton Brooks of Speyside.
I don't think he was trying to be malicious. He was just extremely late in the challenge. But How many times we've seen those sorts of challenges go for a red card?
That's right. So another free kick for Naparima. Remember the last free kick, what happened? Francis buried it. And it's another good position. Can he just curl it over that wall and to the keeper's right into the corner? Let's wait and see. Rajun is there. So is Francis. Is Rajun going to take it? Or is he going to allow it for Francis? This time it's Rajun. Oh, that's not a good one.
Well, I'm surprised, Colin.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised. Francis scored a peach of a goal in the first half. Why didn't he just take the second one?
Not only that.
Similar type of position.
Yeah, but not only that. He's been taking all the corners. I thought he was the man with all the dead ball situations for Naparima. And for some unknown reason, he allowed Rajun to go ahead with it. So this is Speyside trying to come forward with it, and they lose out, but the ball goes towards that man who has that shot. It's Campbell who had the shot, but really and truly it was a poor effort, and it's cleared away. We see another substitution for Speyside. Let's see the man coming off. It looks to be Campbell, the man who just had that shot, Tree Campbell. So number 14 is off, and Tyrell Moore, is the man coming on. Tyrell Moore. So number 16 on, and number 14 is off. Just confirmation there of that substitution. It seems that Naparima has made a substitution as well. Is it? Not looking to see if they have made a substitution. Naparima. I think they have as well. We'll give you confirmation of that substitution from Naparima as Brooks sends that forward, cleared away by Asher. So Frontin is off, and Jaron Pascal is on.
It looks like they've gone for a double pivot situation, two holding midfielders. I'm sure Coach Marine would have looked at the first couple of minutes and think Speyside is starting to get into it.
Well, it's
things up a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a corner for Naps. Yes, so they've brought on Pascal. He's obviously come on to bolster that defensive lineup for Naparima in terms of when they don't have the ball. But it's a right-sided corner. It's Francis. He's going to take it. Again, we see Francis taking all these dead ball situations, but didn't take the free kick. Strange decision. Yeah, that's not a bad corner, but it goes just over the bar, and
that's
it's going to be a
why.
goal kick. Yeah, good decision there in the end. So, a goal kick for Speyside. Sent upfield there by Dalrymple. Eventually cleared upfield by Brooks. So it's going to be a throw for Naparima. 2-0. They still lead here. Player down in the middle. Let's see. Is it Eastman? Could very well be Eastman, the player down. And there is the rhythm section in full force at Lewis Street. They're having a good time, aren't they?
Well, they're 2 goals up.
Yeah, well,
of course.
That helps.
And it's been one of those situations where I don't think Naparima has really gone out of third gear this afternoon. They've played within their comfort zone.
They've just done enough, haven't they?
Yeah, and it's nothing really about so much the opposition. I think the conditions really have made it difficult for Speyside to settle. They've just not been able to get into any sort of rhythm, and of course the injuries, the forced substitutions.
It's been tough. Well, it's let's see. Man coming off is Eastman, so he was the man down.
That seems like another forced change as well, Colin. It's, you know, as a coach, when you come into games and you draw up your plan and you have a vision for what you want from your team, and then you have 3 forced changes through injury. That's probably the last thing on their minds at Speyside, but it's happened.
Yeah, so Eastman is off, and Gray is the man coming in. So that means we've got Reyes Gray and Jaheim Gray on the field. So the number 11, Jaheim Gray, is on. But here goes, that's Bailey. And sending it infield, and that's a good save in the end. And over the bar, no, it's in the back of the net. Well, he made a good save initially, but couldn't keep out the second effort. It looks like Francis again in the 56th minute. He has made it 3-0. The ball came across. Bailey was the man seemingly getting it across, and the header came from Francis. It was initially blocked by keeper Fraser, went back to Francis. Let's have a look. Bailey making the run, or is it?
Yeah, good run. It's a good ball into the box. Of course, Francis should have done better with the first attempt, but given a second chance at it, and he made absolutely no mistake. Putting the ball in the back of the net. The advancing Fraser just never really had a chance, Colin.
Yeah, he should have scored initially though, Brent. You're right, with that side-footed volley. Should have put it into the back of the net. But he got the rebound and made no mistake. Free kick for Naparima. So 3-0 now. You just can't see a way back now for Speyside.
Yeah, it'd be difficult, and the game never really got into any sort of gear. A lot of it is down again to the injuries, stop-start, no fluidity.
This is Forbes. Good run.
This could be another one.
Just wide, a deflection from shot coming from Francis, but a deflection sends it wide.
Yeah, you have to feel for Speyside, Colin. They started the game pretty decently, and then once the injuries started to pile up and the forced changes started to come into effect, they just never really found themselves in any sort of rhythm.
But even the second half, Grant, they started well. Now they've given up that third goal, so
right after another forced change.
So this is the left-sided corner for Naparima. Oh, it goes right through and cleared over the bar by Burnett. Well, just got there in the nick of time. Seemed to be heading into the back of the net, and Burnett was there just in time to kick it over the bar. So a right-sided corner. It's going to be taken by Francis. Sends it over to the far side. The heads go up. And another clash of heads here. The referee's going to call a halt to proceedings. Seems to be Dalrymple going down. Yes, it is Dalrymple. So, and yet, let's hope that he'll be all right, because they've already made 4 substitutions.
3 of them forced.
Yeah.
It's just been this. Take another look at this. Ball comes in. Yeah, and a clash of heads there. Second time in the game this has happened. And it's just been one of those days for Speyside.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
They look like a team when they're fully fit, fully functional, and they can run with some of the the better teams in the league, but they just haven't been given a chance.
And you know, I don't want to take anything away from Naparima. I think they have adjusted much better to the conditions, but the conditions have also played a part, in my view, for Speyside's performance. I just don't think they've adapted all that well to the conditions, whereas Naparima, they have fitted in nicely and they're knocking the ball around, you know, playing it to foot, playing those balls through in the spaces. I think they've played very well.
Yeah, they've done extremely well.
And there they go with Forbes, looking to take on his man. Is he going to look for the shot? Oh, he beat him beautifully. Gives it to Ogaru. Still Ogaru, trying to do too much, but still, he just didn't give up. And eventually, it's cleared upfield. This is Rajun. Forbes sends it over to the far side, looking for France. Playing it to the man who's come on as a substitute. And Pascal has the shot over the bar.
Yeah, he just never really looked set to take that shot. Took it on anyway, a substitute.
Nice bit of football though from Forbes, and carrying the ball to the Speyside defence. Thought he had the opportunity to take a shot, Brent, and he never did.
Yeah, he just gave up the opportunity. Wasn't sure why. As you rightfully said, eventually just a bit too much done.
So just about an hour played so far, and Naparima lead by 3-0. Goals from 2 from Francis and 1 from Forbes. This is Ogaru.
It's a good ball.
Yeah, but can Forbes keep it in? No, he can't. It's going to be a goal kick to Speyside.
Just caught in his heels there a bit, Forbes. Ball coming across. It's about keeping the numbers down really for Speyside. You just can't see how they'll get back into this. And again, it's not for lack of talent. Certainly circumstances have gotten the better of them.
Well, they have a throw. Brooks is the man coming across to take it. As Forbes, he comes away with it, looking to play Ogaru. Does well, gets in front of the defender. And let's see, is it going to be a...
It's a free kick.
Free kick, yeah. The referee, I'm not too sure. I think the assistant referee waved the signal, flag, indicating it was a foul. And let's just have a look and see.
He's the closest to the action, so...
Yep, it is going to be a free kick. So Forbes this time is going to take the free kick. 3-0. Naparima looking for a fourth. Played it back. The shot comes all along the ground though. No power from Cooper and goes to the keeper. So Speyside sending that ball through, looking for Toppin, but Bailey wins it. Gets it towards Asher. Brooks is there. Sends it forward. This is Speyside on the move again. That's a good ball from Ogaru to Forbes. Forbes, is he going to look up to get it square right across the box? It's well won by Gray. It's going to be a corner. So a right-sided corner for Naps. It's going to be taken by the 2-goal kid, Francis. Curls it away this time from the goal. Not cleared yet. As Naparima playing around with the ball at the back now. Coming forward with it is Rajun. Rajun playing that ball wide. Couldn't Francis, or was it Cooper trying to get past the man? And Speyside just can't get things going in front of the Naparima goal. It's a long ball from Francis. Looking there for, is it Ogaro making the run? No. Let's see, the man making the run is France. Andres France, as Naparima coming forward again with it. Plays that ball forward. Gets it to Ogaro. Ogaro gets it in field to Rajun. He's getting it to Pascal. So again, Naparima looking to knock it around, trying to get total control. It's with Bailey. Back to Pascal. Just to his right, in fact, is Rajun, but he goes wide on that left side. The cross comes in. Up comes Jacobs with the header, or sorry, Forbes with the header, and it's just wide. Good bit of football again from Naparima. They kept possession, Brent. They kept possession, knocked it around, got it wide. The cross came over, and Forbes just couldn't get the header on target.
Yeah, patient build-up by Naparima College. Eventually the ball there by Francis into the box. Good leap there by Forbes. Just couldn't get on frame.
But here goes Jacob. Or Forbes, sorry. Again, Forbes looking to get it in field. It's sent back down. It's Pascal. And he's chipping it forward. Can France get there? Not getting there, but he ensured that they got back possession through Bailey. This is Pascal. Decides to go all the way back towards Cooper. Asher. Kalis did well, as gives it to Forbes.
That's good football.
So, yeah, Ogaro. They're knocking it around nicely. Pascal. It's going to go wide to France. Going down that line is Bailey. Oh, he just couldn't collect it there. That was Rajun.
That's frustrating for a head coach. Good build-up play, good period of possession, but no end result, Colin. And that's what you want when you're doing that sort of possession. You want an end result. There's none.
Well, here goes Naparima again, coming forward. It's won back by Burnett. That's not a bad-looking ball. Asher deals with it though. Gets it downfield to Rajun. This is Francis. Ogaro can't get it. Brooks is there before him. And the ball played all the way back towards Burnett. Sent upfield, but it's Pascal in possession. Oh, that's a good interception in the end. Coming from Williams. It's going to be a throw for Naparima. 3-0. Naparima leading here at Lois Street, their home ground. Very slushy conditions, very heavy ground with the amount of rain that we've been having. This is a long ball for Forbes. He does well to keep it in. Gets it across. The shot comes. Oh, Francis should have had a hat-trick. But give keeper Fraser credit. But you had to think, Brent, either side of him.
Yeah, you're correct. Well, and the ball's finally settled here. With a ball fight by Forbes into Francis' right foot. Just had to pick a corner, son.
Look at the amount of time he had. Where was the Speyside defense?
Well, they've used that to good effect this afternoon. The long switches aside of play in Naparima College. It's caught Speyside on several occasions napping and allowed for, of course, opportunities on goal.
Well, here is the corner from Francis. Not a good one. But it's won back by Pascal. He's looking for some sort of support, but it's intercepted. As Speyside come away with it. Top in. But he runs into a brick wall, and the ball is now cleared back upfield. But here goes Speyside. running down that ball, trying to get after it. Is Terrell Moore. So the Naps fans calling for one of their favorite players. Brent, seems to be Aidan Ramnarine is one of the favorites here. And I hear the fans shouting, "We want Aidan."
Is that something you're used to, Colin?
Yeah, they
the
used
fans
to
call
all
your
the
name?
time, all the time. We want Colin, but I started, Brent. You see, I was never on the bench.
Well, is it we want Colin off the field?
You're very unkind, Brent. Very, very unkind. So we have goal kick for Naps. Pascal looking to head it on. Nice ball, nice through ball for Forbes, but it's well intercepted by Burnett. Trying to get it forward to Williams, can't, and Naps, they have a through. Through quickly taken. It's with France. As Speyside trying to come forward with it through Johnson. Not a bad looking ball, as Moore was the man making the run. No, it was Toppin. Going up that right side, there is George.
Well defended.
Yep, very good defending. Asher has a lot of time. You don't give a defender so much time to clear the ball, but the forwards were not on top of him. So it's going to be a throw for Speyside, is it? Or it's going to be for Naparima. Let's just wait and see what the referee is saying. In the meantime, I think they've made a substitution. Just checking to see. I think Omari Campbell has come onto the field, but we'll give you confirmation of that. So Omari Campbell has come on, and he has replaced France, Andres France. So France is off, and Campbell is on. So still no Aidan, as the crowd is shouting for Aidan Ramnarine. But Coach Mulrain have resisted the calls from the fans. Naparima, the man who just came on, Campbell. This is a good ball to Forbes. Going down that right side, that's a good run from Kalis. He's playing it back into, should be number 4. Oh, good tackle in the end. But it comes right back across, and it's gone out this time. It's a corner. Well, well.
Francis again.
Yep, he should have had about a beaver trick, shouldn't he? Larry Noel, Brent, apparently scored 6 of the 13 goals that Chaguanas North conceded to them, to Sawa North.
Yeah,
Tell you, Sawa North is going to be a team you've got to you've got to reckon with.
Yeah, they've certainly started like a house on fire, San Juan North. And of course in that group is Presentation College as well. And it's tough to see anyone outside of that too, Colin, coming out of the group.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a lot different than Group A, where Naparima College still has a chance. I think if this scoreline holds, it'll be difficult to see how Speyside would get back in it. But anyone from the 3 of Fatima, Naparima, St. Benedict's, and you may even add St. Anthony's into that mix as well.
Yeah, they've got a big one today against St. Benedict's.
Yeah,
that should tell us, you know, where they stand. But let's see, it's going to be a right-sided corner. The referee is just gone across because limping off as well is another Speyside player. Let's see who is that. That's Williams, the right back. He's also limping off, Brent. My word.
That can't be another change.
Here is the corner in the meantime. The heads go up, but it's headed wide and picked up by Toppin, who's come right back in on his defense. And it's sent upfield, but it's going to be on offside. Yes, not Toppin, because he was clearing his lines, and it seemed to be more the man offside. So Johnson is off, and number 18 for Speyside, Kamani Alain, is on. So we'll have to wait and see if Williams is also off, because he's heading to the bench, Brent. And I think there's another substitution going on for Speyside.
I don't think I've ever covered a football game. I've been doing this quite a while.
And so many
And seen
injuries.
so many injuries. Not just injuries.
On one side.
And changes.
And changes, yeah.
Lots of injuries.
Well,
it's just incredible. And of course, we talked a lot about the heavy surface. You just wonder what's going on.
well, we're just coming up to 75 minutes of this game. Just 15 minutes left. As going down that right side is Kalis, but he gets Forbes playing a 1-2 with the guard. This is good, but it's played a little too far ahead of Forbes, and goalkeeper Fraser holds on to it. So 3-0. Naparima leading here. 2 scored by Francis, 1 by Forbes. As ball played forward, looking for Gray. That's Reyes Gray. But it's with Rajun. Gets it to O'Garo. This is a big chance. Oh, he misses it. It comes back to... Oh, it isn't going in the goal. Yes, it does. In the end. Let's see. The man putting it into the back of the net. It's... Let's just try and see who it is. Scoring the 4th goal in the 76th minute.
Looks like
It's not Francis, is it?
Looks like, yeah.
Is it Francis?
No, it's not Francis.
It's the man who's come on. Yeah, who's come on as a substitute, Campbell. Well, it was a very scrappy goal, Brent. Let's have a look at it. The ball was played through.
Yeah, ball played through.
O'Garo should have scored.
Yeah, he should have scored. Good save there by Fraser. Eventually, also Campbell thought Speyside cleared their lines. Eventually, it trickled over the line. As we have another angle of it. Thought they cleared their lines there. Ball eventually going in. And I'm sure Naparima College would be happy, nevertheless.
Yes.
Not the prettiest, but it's a goal.
That's right. And which means they now lead by 4-0. O'Garo.
Good save, he got to finish.
Oh, that's a good bit of defending in the end. Excellent bit of defending by Brooks. He got there before Forbes and was able to put it out. So it's going to be a right-sided corner.
Well, the floodgates have opened up, Colin.
I think they look very dejected, don't they?
Yeah, it's been difficult. And as we have another look at it here, once he cut in, and good save there, Forbes just is never going to get there on time.
So this is Speyside coming away with it. The ball looking to be played through to Toppin. But it's picked up by Gray. This is Jaheim Gray. Asher coming away with it for Naparima. Plays a long ball towards O'Garo, but it's hit too far ahead of him. And the goalkeeper Fraser easily gets to it before anybody else.
And that's been another issue for Speyside, Colin. They've played a very high, flat back line. And balls over the top has been problematic for Speyside throughout this entire game. They've never adjusted. It worked well when they were with their full complement of players, without the changes, without the injuries. As you rightfully said, the captain at the back, Gabriel, leaving and departing the game earlier on. A leader at the back.
I think that was a big blow.
Massive
to them.
blow.
Yeah.
They were a lot more organised.
Well, this is Burnett. Does well, gets the better of O'Garo. Sends that ball upfield. But here comes Naparima again. Ball played out towards Moore. He plays it wide onto that right side, but George can't keep it in. It's going to be a throw for Naparima. Hooper gets it to Asher. He goes wide to Kalis. Forbes does well in the end. Oh, he does very well. He eludes 2 defenders, gets it to Ogaro. Ogaro, surprising he's not on the score sheet as yet, Brent. But this is another opportunity. This is Campbell. Campbell, still Campbell. That's a good tackle in the end.
Challenge. Not sure why he stopped. He had every opportunity to cut in front of his defender, diminishing his chance to make a tackle, but he decided to hesitate. Chance missed there by Campbell.
Yeah, he should have put it away as well. When you think of it, they've missed a couple of very easy chances that they should have put into the back of the net.
And we talked about how close this group is. You wonder if goal difference would...
Yeah, in the end. That's a good shot and really a good save. But he can't do much about that. It was a save. No defender has helped out his keeper, because really and truly at the end of the day, Brent, it was an excellent shot, but the follow-up, let's see, the man following up there, it seemed to be...
It's like Ogaro.
June, was it?
Yeah, it looks like Ogaro.
Ogaro, he's finally got on the score sheet then.
Yeah, he just needed to hit the target here.
Look at the shot.
It's a good shot, good save by Fraser. Once the ball popped up in the air, there was one winner, and that's that man in the picture, Ogaro. Good save, strong hands, pushed it up, gave his defenders enough time to maybe clear their lines, but Ogaro was the first to get there.
Yes.
Finally on the score sheet. He heard you, Colin.
Yeah, but you know, it's really and truly not good defending. You have to feel sorry for the keeper, because no one got to that rebound before Ogaro, and you would have thought as defenders, you got to get there.
Well, the ball was in the air long enough for defenders to get themselves in line, as Coach Marine looks like he's going to ring in the changes. A lot of activity over there in the Naparima bench.
Let's give a couple of the other guys a run out. You're leading by 5-0. And here they go. They want Aidan, Brent. We want Aidan. It's Coach Mulrain going to please the fans. Come on, Coach Mulrain. Give them Aidan. But long ball forward.
This could be trouble.
This is Ogaro again. Oh, he does well. He walks it into the goal. Oh my word. It's now becoming a rout here. In the 83rd minute, Ogaro, he's got his second, and he's made it 6-0. My word. Well, they're falling apart, huh?
Yeah, they've lost it. They've lost the shape. They've lost all organization. But Ogaro doesn't mind. He takes it around Fraser with ease, and eventually forced to slide the ball into the back of the net. His second. Good composure, beating the goalkeeper, who never really gave an effort. But Ogaro doesn't mind, because that's his second.
Yes, it is his second, and he's taken it very well indeed. Rounded the keeper, and Brooks coming at the end to try and put in a challenge, but it just was not enough. We see some substitutions coming for Naparima, and Aidan is on, Brent.
No pressure.
There he is.
No pressure at all.
Number 19, Aidan Ramnarayan is on, and here he goes. And suppose every time he touches the ball, Brent, the crowd is going to just explode here.
But imagine what would happen if he scores.
This could be goal number 7. Finally cleared up field. Israel Joseph has also come on. Brent, player of the match. Francis.
It's a toss-up between Francis and Ogaro, I would say.
Well, I would have think, you know, the only reason I would go for Francis, he made things happen in the first half. He scored the free kick. He got the third goal. I think O'Gara has come at the end when really and truly, Brent, you can go on and score against Speyside. And I mean that genuinely. You know,
I'm not sure how genuine that is, Colin.
I mean, you know, and that's the only reason I wouldn't go with O'Gara, because Speyside, they're done. I think they're just waiting for the final whistle.
Well, it must be said, it's tough going as we look at the fans' favourite, Aidan Ramnarine.
There he is, Aidan Ramnarine.
Just imagine what will happen if he scores.
Oh my word. Yes, so I would go with Kanye Francis. You know, I don't know if you...
Yeah, I would agree. I'd agree. And
man of the match.
Particularly because of that free kick, it really got the ball rolling.
Yep. Here is... Can they get one back? Well, keeper Kadim was there quickly onto that as away comes Naparima. That man Sicharan, he is on. And here's Aidan. What is he going to do? That's a good ball down the line. Gets it to Khalis. This could be number 7. Sends it. Oh, that's a good save. You know, you have to feel sorry for the keeper, because the man who has come on as a substitute, Israel Joseph, he is also notched one now. And up to 76 minutes, it was 3-0. They have now scored 4 in the last 8 minutes. So in the 86th minute, the substitute, Israel Joseph, has made it 7-0. It's a real rout now, and Speyside, there is Khalis going down the line, getting to the byline.
Yeah, he composed himself eventually and put it on a platter there. And eventually Joseph, after a second bite, was invited to his first goal of the game, the 7th for Speyside, as we look at some of the dejected faces.
I tell you what, you know, if I was goalkeeper Fraser, when I get back on the plane, I would sit away from all the defenders.
They haven't helped him.
The guy has really given his all. A lot of the goals, you know,
second chances.
Second chance. And the defenders were not rushing to try and win that second ball. And then one with O'Gara, he went straight through. And there was Fraser.
Well, that's a tough tackle.
Yeah, Fraser was left at the mercy of O'Gara. He rounded him and then calmly walked the ball into the net. But, you know, his defense has really let him down. I don't think Fraser's had too much of a bad game.
No, he stopped the shots that come towards him. And... of course, made the saves that he had to make.
Yeah.
But you're right, he's just not been supported. And you have to go back to the fact that this is a Speyside team, I think, made 4 changes.
That's right.
Because of
injuries.
4 forced changes.
I mean, and you've got to feel for them with that. It's obviously disrupted the chemistry of the team, the organization, but still... You know, Brent, you know, it's one thing with that, but I always say, you know, what you lack for in ability, you make up for in attitude and fight.
Yeah.
And I think they've lost their fight here today.
Well, and not to make excuses, I think they started to feel sorry for themselves.
Yeah.
And they lost that fight that they had when they started the football game. Of course, the technical director, Kerry Lynch, talked about the injuries coming into the game. So you could just imagine from a team morale perspective, they're probably thinking, who's next to go down?
The thing is, Brent, when you have injuries and you have problems and things are not going your way, the one thing you tell your team, guys, let's fight it. Let's fight until the very end. And I'm just not seeing that from this Speyside team. You know, and which is strange, because you normally get the teams, school teams coming out of Tobago. If it's one thing you can say, they're physical, they have fight, they have heart, and we're not seeing it so far. And I do feel sorry for the Speyside team, because they've started the season well. Yes, they've lost to Benedict's, but you know, the other games they haven't played badly. But today, I don't know how this mauling will affect them. But here's Ramnarine. Gets it to the man who came on as well and scored. That's Joseph. And just a minute and a half to put Speyside out of their misery. I think you made the point as well. This victory here this 7-0 victory is going to do the world of good for Naparima in terms of their goal difference. Because there's Speyside, I can't see Speyside. St. Benedict's, for example, beat them by 3-0 in Speyside. But here is Ramnarine getting it towards Sicharan. This is Pascal. Plays that ball through to an overlapping Bailey. Does well. Sends it in field. Oh, Ramnarine! What have you done to the fans?
That was the one.
Oh my word, he should have controlled it. Had he done that, there was no one on him. It hit him on his leg, maybe on his shin, and went to the keeper.
Well, in his defense, I think he saw it late because it escaped the head of the defender and approached him really quickly. Just never was able to adjust to, of course, control the ball.
Well, 2 minutes of added on time we expect. It's coming up to the 90 minutes. So we're just about 90 minutes now, and we've got 2 minutes of added on time as Pascal is Naparima going to look for the 8th. This is Campbell making the run. Campbell going forward, but it's intercepted. It goes out. No, it's going to be a throw. So Naparima with the throw.
And it must be noted, Colin, this is a Speyside High that beat St. Anthony's College.
That's right.
Goals to 1. It's the 3 of the 6 points they would have had.
Well, I suppose, you know, you got to say, you're traveling to Trinidad, you're coming to Lewis Street, the ground is heavy. You know, again, I'm not making excuses for them.
With a depleted team as well, from injuries.
I would think, based on their results thus far, they're a much better team than the scoreline suggests.
And when you look at the forced changes and when it came, and of course the goals came within 5 minutes of some of these changes. The first goal in the second half, for example.
Right. Well, let's take nothing away from Naparima.
Oh, they've been good.
Yeah,
good value for money.
When you've got a team down in the dumps, you make them pay even more.
And they've been patient and very thoughtful.
That's right. I like their build-up. I like their build-up, Brent. They've been knocking the ball around. They tried in the difficult conditions to play a very systematic game. They've been knocking the ball around, waiting for the openings, being patient. I think they've played really well. But here is Speyside. Can they get a consolation? No, they're not going to get it because we're just coming up to the 2 minutes of added on time, as this is Sicharan.
It's good skill.
Looking to get in and through, but the referee whistle goes. It's the end of the game here at Lewis Street, the home of Naparima, and the home team. A convincing victory here by 7-0. 2 goals from Francis, 2 from Ogaru, and 1 each from Forbes, Campbell, and Joseph. They were the scorers in this convincing 7-0 victory for Naparima, coming up against Speyside, a team that has done well so far coming up, but they just were no match today for Naparima. There is the final score line. Yes, if you're now joining us, Naparima winning here at Lewis Street against Speyside by 7-0. Let's have a look at the highlights. As the referee Collie called play, and the first goal, the free kick, an excellent goal from Francis, and there was Asher running off the ball and Francis just tucking it into the corner of the net to make it 1-0. Really good goal from him. And then Forbes was played through and he tucked it into the far corner away from the keeper. It was a 1-on-1 situation and he just tucked it away from the keeper to make it 2-0 for Naparima. And then this was Ogaru. He had really a good opportunity and he should have done better. He went for power and rather than placement. So at the half it was 2-0, but the floodgates opened in the second half. And the third goal coming again from Francis to make it 3-0. He had the opportunity to side foot it into the net. The keeper saved it, but the rebound was straight on his head, and he put it into the back of the net to make it 3-0. And then another long searching ball here, looking for Forbes. Does well, looks up, plays it infield. The shot from Francis was not able to put it into the back of the net for his hat-trick. And then we had Ogaru. He also should have put it into the back of the net. Missed it the first opportunity. It went to Campbell. He didn't miss. And all of a sudden, Campbell had the shot. He was quick to get to the rebound and put it into the back of the net to make it 4-0. And Campbell getting onto the score sheet. And still, it was relentless pressure from Naparima. Forbes with a shot, the save, and then the header coming in there from Ogaru to make it 5-0. The goalkeeper could have only parried the shot up, and Ogaru following up with the header made it 5-0. Ogaru wasn't done yet. He then took on the keeper, waltzed past him, and then side-footed it into the net. A strong challenge coming from Brooks, but it was too late, and Ogaru made it 6-0. But Naparima, were they finished? No, they were not. They went in search of number 7. This was Kalis playing it across towards Joseph. He got the rebound, came on as a substitute, and he should have put it away at first effort, but he hit it straight into the body of goalkeeper Fraser. He took the rebound and he put it into the back of the net to make it 7-0. Naparima, convincing victory here for them. Let's have a look at the stats here, and you would see it's so lopsided. Look at that, 33 shots for Naparima to 6, 18 shots on target as opposed to 2 from Speyside. There were 3 fouls from Naparima, 6 from Speyside. Speyside also had 1 yellow card, no red cards. The offside, 3 to Speyside, 2 to Naparima. The corners in favor of Naparima as well, 5-2. And look at the saves, 11 saves coming from the custodian Fraser from Speyside, on only 2 for Naparima. So that is the situation, 7-0. Let's have a look at the fixtures for Wednesday in Group B action. It's Trinity College East versus Sanwan North Secondary. Chaguanas North, they're coming up against East Mukarapu. Malik opposing QRC, and Presentation College, the Presentation College come up against Maruga Secondary. So that is the fixtures on Wednesday. Let's head to Siobhan. She's got the player of the match with her.
Thank you, Colin. A huge congratulations to you, Kanye Francis. This is yours. And I know emotions are high right now, but can you tell us how you're feeling?
I'm feeling very well because we can use it as a positive going forward into the senior next game.
So who are you dedicating this one to, if you had to dedicate it to somebody?
My father, who is away right now.
Congratulations to you again, Kanye. Now, I know these celebrations have already begun with your supporters, the fans, your teammates.